Hi, welcome to Teen Pride Book Talk. My name is Lucy, and this is the program on AADL TV where I take a few moments each episode to tell you about a young adult book that is both representative of and inclusive of folks in the LGBTQIA plus community. And the book that I want to tell you about today is actually the first in this series, and I'll talk a little bit about the series. It is a graphic novel by Alice Oseman. It is called Heartstopper, and there are 4 of these available now. I have read the first 2. This book is based on a webcomic that Alice Oseman started, and the characters in Heartstopper are 2 side characters in a young adult novel that Alice Oseman wrote called Solitaire. That was their first book that they published when they were 17. So Heartstopper is a story about a boy named Charlie who is in high school in England. He is kind of a nerd. He is gay, and he's the only out boy in his school. It's an all-boys school. At the beginning of the book, we see Charlie in sort of an unhealthy relationship with someone named Ben, who seems to be seeing Charlie on the side and not really being very nice to Charlie at all. Then Charlie gets seated next to Nick. They're in a mixed age classroom. So Nick is the year above Charlie, and they don't really know each other at all. Nick is very popular, a rugby player, but they become friends pretty quickly when Nick's pen explodes and Charlie goes to help him wash the ink off his hands. So that's the beginning of the book. And Nick and Charlie have such a great friendship. They become really close really quickly. They spend a lot of time together at each other's houses. Charlie gets to know Nick's dog really well. As they get closer, Nick starts to wonder about his friendship with Charlie and as if he doesn't have some deeper feelings. Charlie knows that he has a crush on Nick, and he is a little worried about falling for a straight guy. Nick has only ever dated girls. He has never been attracted to a guy before. One of the things I love about this series is the really healthy portrayal of bisexuality. When these feelings come up for Nick about how he feels about Charlie, he doesn't reject them outright. He doesn't experience self-hatred. He cares so deeply for Charlie as a friend that he's willing to examine if there isn't something more there. He's certainly confused. He's never been attracted to a boy before, and in general, I think that a relationship between 2 teenagers can be confusing in any case. These books are just really good, happy romances. They aren't filled with melodrama. The grown-ups in Nick and Charlie's lives are very supportive. Their parents, they have a PE teacher who is very supportive and quickly shuts down any homophobia that she hears. There is some homophobia in this book, but it is also filled with allies, both the adults, as I already mentioned, parents that are really listening and seeing their children. It's a strong depiction of familial support, but there's also a cast of other friends in these books who are generally very supportive. There is a girl who also comes out, and she's dating another girl. They have a friend who is trans, so there's great representation across the LGBTQIA plus community. And so essentially this is just a series that starts in the first book with Nick and Charlie becoming friends, and then that sort of friends to romance trope, which is used a lot, but here is just one of the best romantic starts that I have read in a book recently. These books are just a really good, really quick read. They are cliffhangers, so when I got to the end of volume 1, I immediately needed to read volume 2. It really leaves you hanging, and the same with volume 2. I'm really looking forward to volume 3 and volume 4. Nick and Charlie are just great people. They're kind to each other. They aren't perfect. They mess up. Their relationship has some bumps, but there's not a lot of angst and self-hatred. The books move slowly from the friends to crushes to more than crushes. It's just slow burning, but really refreshing to read. Really nice to read something that leaves you feeling good, is a happy book, not a lot of drama. just a wonderful contemporary romance. They're not necessarily short. This is the second one. It's almost 300 pages, but they read really quickly and they are excellent for a reread. I definitely, when I finished both of the two that I have in my hands, was not ready to let go of Nick and Charlie. And while I'm waiting for the third and fourth, I have been rereading these. I can't recommend this series strong enough. So check out Heartstopper, the graphic novel series by Alice Oseman. While you're waiting for them, you can check out their webcomic or some of their other writing, which is not graphic novels, but YA novels. So I hope that you enjoy these books as much as I do. If you haven't already read them, I'm sure that you will. Thanks for joining me.